Tomorrow, London will be on a pause again as football world turn its eyes to Stamford Bridge in a Premier League clash between Chelsea versus Arsenal. Clash between these two always dripping with history, fire, and unforgiving rivalry. While Arsenal will be fighting to reclaim glory, Chelsea on the other hand will be determined to prove that we own the city. Whenever these two meet, form is out of the window. Pride is what is on the line. This is not just a match. This is a statement that can go all the way to shape the season for either Chelsea or Arsenal. So in this video, I'll bring you the preview between Chelsea versus Arsenal. So stick around as I take you through the preview of this big top of the table clash in the English Premier League. Coming into this particular game, Chelsea and Arsenal are both coming into this game full of confidence after flying high in the midweek of the UEFA Champions League. While Chelsea defeated the La Liga giant, talking about FC Barcelona, by 3-0. Arsenal defeated high-flying Bundesliga champion FC Bayern Munich by 3-1. It was indeed a week for the Premier League champions, for the Premier League giant who defeated both the La Liga and Bundesliga giant in the UEFA Champions League. So going into this particular game, it's a top of the table clash between Chelsea versus Arsenal. Arsenal currently sit on top of the Premier League standing with 29 points after 12 games, scoring 24 goals and conceding just 8, while Chelsea, on the other hand, sits second in the Premier League standing with 23 points after 12 games, scoring 23 goals and conceding 11. So going into this particular game, Arsenal are coming into this game as one of the best teams in Europe currently, with one of the best defense line in football currently. So Chelsea on the other hand will be looking to use their attacking strength to actually see if they can stop the good run of form of Arsenal. And that is just what we want to do at Stamford Bridge. So, clash between those two, like I said earlier, form is out of the way. What is at stake in this top of the table clash is pride. And one thing is very important going into this particular encounter. It can either make or mar the season for either Chelsea or Arsenal. So it's a match that will make a statement. So looking at the clash between those two, Chelsea are coming into this particular game flying high, full of confidence, having gotten 4 wins out of their last 4 matches, keeping 4 clean sheets out of the 5, while Arsenal are flying high coming into this particular encounter. Arsenal currently the best club and the most informed in Europe so far, sitting top in the English Premier League and also sitting top in the UEFA Champions League, with the only team yet to lose a game in the UEFA Champions League. Having played 5 matches, won all 5, conceded just 1 goal. So the clash we are expecting tomorrow is definitely going to be a big clash, as high-flying Chelsea as well coming into this game will be looking to halt Arsenal, to halt high-flying Arsenal in tomorrow's encounter. And like I said earlier, games between these two, form is out of the window. What plays in games like this is the manager's tactics and the physicality of the player. Going into this particular encounter, we know how Arsenal actually approach games. Arsenal like playing on high-flying games, and if any team could sit low, block the game, defend very well against Arsenal, you'll get them frustrated. But is that the kind of game Chelsea is definitely going to approach? I don't think so. Chelsea will be going into this game with a different mentality, knowing fully well that defensive-wise, we have what it takes to defend the team, to defend against Arsenal. And going forward, we also have what it takes, attack-minded-wise, to actually halt Arsenal. Arsenal going into this particular game, no doubt they have the best defense line so far in the Premier League. After 12 games, Arsenal have conceded just 6 goals in the Premier League, while Chelsea have conceded 11. Arsenal, on the other hand, are top joint scorer in the league so far with 24, having scored 24 goals alongside Manchester City, who have also scored 24 goals. Chelsea has scored 23 goals. So it's going to be a very tough one, where Arsenal will be looking not just to stop Chelsea from scoring, but to ensure, like their fans will always say, to ensure that Chelsea doesn't get shot on target, because it is now becoming a trademark for the Arsenal. So looking at what is going to play out in this particular encounter, before I will give you my combined Arsenal 11 and also my Chelsea predicted 11 going into this particular game, let's take a look at what Enzo Maresca said in his press conference prior to this particular encounter. Going into this particular encounter, Enzo Maresca had his press conference yesterday. A couple of questions were being asked as usual. And Enzo Maresca, in his normal routine form, gave the appropriate answer as manager. So let me take you through the press conference of Enzo Maresca, which he had yesterday prior to the big game between Chelsea versus Arsenal. Enzo Maresca was asked about the availability of Cole Palmer, if he will be available for the clash against Arsenal. And here is what Enzo Maresca said. Enzo Maresca said Cole Palmer is available to play against Arsenal. Wow. I think that's a good news, because prior to this match, the game we played against FC Barcelona, Enzo Maresca was asked almost the same question, but his response was not straightforward. As he said, what he has presently in his hand is the game against Barcelona. And when we get to the game against Arsenal, he will definitely give his own response. And that is just what Enzo Maresca have done so far. Now it is straightforward. Enzo Maresca said Cole Palmer will be available to play against Arsenal. Enzo Maresca was also asked if the current form of Gustavo Willian is something that is causing headache for him as a manager. And here's what Enzo Maresca said. It's always good that the ones who start and play do the right thing. They give me a doubt always for the next game, and that is good. It's a good problem for the manager always. So that is just the response. I mean, it's always good when you have players who have actually rise up to the occasion as it is being demanded in the club. For a couple of matches now, Pedro Neto have always been the preferred right winger to start ahead of any players if Chelsea are going into games. But in the last 2-3 matches, the 18-year-old lad talking about Gustavo Willian has proven to be one player that is making a statement in that right wing position. And Enzo Maresca said it's always good, because as manager, it actually creates doubt as to who will start or not. But the decision rests solely on the manager to actually determine who starts in a particular position when you have players competing very well for that particular position. So Enzo Maresca was actually spot on. It's a good headache for the manager, but the decision still rests on the manager to know who starts or not. Enzo Maresca was also asked about the brilliance of Arsenal, because no doubt Arsenal currently is the most informed team in Europe. You can actually see it from every angle. The statistics actually favor them. Like I said earlier, in the UEFA Champions League, currently Arsenal are unbeaten, haven't played 5, won all 5. And in the Premier League currently, they sit top in the Premier League after 12 games. And when asked about Arsenal brilliance coming into this big clash, and here's what Enzo Maresca said. For sure, they defend fantastically. Any team struggle to score goals against them, even to create chances. They have weapons when they attack. They are top in the Champions League and top in the Premier League. There is no doubt. This is a manager that actually understands the game very well. And what Enzo Maresca said is spot on. Teams that play Arsenal struggle to score goals. In fact, they even struggle to create chances. They have the weapon when they are going forward, attacking. And also they have the weapons when they are at the back. I mean, Arsenal have currently the best defensive line in the English Premier League. So, like the manager said, Arsenal sit top in the Premier League and they sit top in the UEFA Champions League. All thanks to the squad depth currently at Mikel Arteta's disposal, and one manager who have actually built consistency over the years and is actually working for him. So that's just the point Enzo Maresca is making. He affirmed that Arsenal is a very brilliant team, and we all can actually see and testify to that. So Arsenal currently are not pushed over, both in the Premier League and in the UEFA Champions League. Enzo Maresca was also asked in his press conference how Arsenal challenge differ to Barca. And here's what Enzo Maresca said. It's another big game. We finished the Barcelona own and we won. It's a good feeling. It's bigger than the last one. If it's bigger than the last one, I don't know. For me, they are all important games. For sure, beating Barcelona, and if we are able to beat Arsenal, it's a nice feeling. It's 3 points. That is just what is at stake. Enzo Maresca was actually asked if the challenge of FC Barcelona differ with going into the game against Arsenal. And to Enzo Maresca, they are all big games. For that of FC Barcelona, we have finished the business. The business was done. We won the game. Good feelings. And going into this particular one, if it's bigger than this particular clash, well, to some extent, in my opinion, I would say yes. Chelsea versus Arsenal clash going into this game is bigger than what we played in the midweek against FC Barcelona. But then, like the manager said, if we win, what is at stake in this particular game is 3 points. And what we just want is to defeat Arsenal and get all 3 points going into this particular game. Enzo Maresca was asked of Chelsea title credential. And that is what Enzo Maresca said. It's too early in any case. If we win, don't win, it's too early. We still have 5 or 6 months to go. It will be important when we are in February or March. We will see where we are then. Definitely. But we have our eyes going into this particular one. Currently, Chelsea sits second in the Premier League standing. And going into this particular game against Arsenal, it's going to be a game of statement. Should Chelsea defeat Arsenal, then we can't say that the title is still within our reach. So that is the point Enzo Maresca is trying to make. From now till, it's still early, like Enzo Maresca said, 5 to 6 months still left to be played. No doubt about that. But then, one game at a time. And when we defeat Arsenal in tomorrow's clash, we have actually made a huge statement for the Premier League title. Enzo Maresca on being ready to challenge for the title. And here's what Enzo Maresca said. For sure, it's different compared to 1 year ago because we spent 1 more year together. Then again, we are at the end of November, so it's very early. It's important to be where we are now in March or April, and then we will see these players. In 16, 17, 18 months together, they showed many times they can beat teams. Absolutely. Enzo Maresca just confirmed that Chelsea are in the title race. There's no two ways about that. We can remember sometime last year, during Enzo Maresca's first season in the club. Almost a period like this, I think sometime in December, Enzo Maresca was asked if Chelsea are in the title race. Categorically, Enzo Maresca said, we are not in the title race. And at that point, I think we were sitting second in the Premier League standing, or we were top. I can't actually remember. But Enzo Maresca said, we are not in the title race. But this year, it's different. Just like the manager said, compared to 1 year ago, what he is trying to say indirectly is that Chelsea has become more compact, and the understanding between the player have grown over time, and that is just spot on by the manager. And I want to believe, like he said, Chelsea are in the title race, and tomorrow's clash against Arsenal will just be a statement. Should Chelsea pick all 3 points? Enzo Maresca was asked on the feeling in the training, and here is what Enzo Maresca responded. The mindset and mood this moment for us is very good. We are doing quite well in the Premier League and the Champions League. We are evolving and growing. This is the best feeling for us. Definitely, spot on. The mood in the camp now of Chelsea Football Club is very good. We can see that in a couple of matches now. 4 clean sheets are in the last 5 games. I mean, top notch. The team are doing very well. And like the manager said, the mood is very good because we are doing very well in the Premier League and in the Champions League. So that is a morale booster for the team going into this big clash, top of the table clash between Chelsea and Arsenal. Enzo Maresca on Parma linking up with Gustavo, and this is what Enzo Maresca said. They can play together. It depends. It depends on the game plan, but for sure they are excited. The fans are excited. So Enzo Maresca, definitely, I think he has been asked this question before in the past. If Cole Palmer and Gustavo William can play together, definitely they can. And just like the manager said, it depends on the tactics and the approach to the game. If it needs be for Cole Palmer and Gustavo William to be on the pitch at the same time, definitely it will be very good to see. Believe me, it will be Cole Palmer playing behind the striker as the number 10 man and Gustavo William on the right wing. That will be explosive. It will be really explosive. I can't even wait to see that setup, that Cole Palmer and Gustavo William linking up in a game for Chelsea in the attack line. So it will be a very good one to see. Enzo Maresca was also asked on the players being lifted with Palmer's return. Everyone is happy. The teammates are happy. We are all happy. The most important thing is that Cole is happy. He needs to play games. That's just the point. Cole Palmer back into the training. I mean, it's a good feeling for him. And also his teammates are happy. Everybody just wants to see Cole Palmer in the team. There's no doubt Cole Palmer currently is Chelsea's best player, and when he's in the field of play, you can tell what this guy can bring to the table for Chelsea. Cole Palmer is just an exceptional player. And like I said earlier, his link up with Gustavo Willian will be top notch. I mean, it will be good to see Cole Palmer return to the field of play for Chelsea Football Club again. So, Enzo Maresca was asked on Arsenal set pieces. And yes, what Enzo Maresca actually responded. We try to defend in the best way we can. They score goals in set pieces against every team. They score goals against any team. They have a system in place that works very well, and we will try to do our best to prepare in the best way. Arsenal, no doubt, when it comes to set pieces this season, I mean, they've actually been one of the best converting goals from set pieces at will. And I think going into this particular game, Chelsea might just have what it takes to actually cut off that link of Arsenal set pieces, because Chelsea backline, talking about Wesley Fofana and Trev Chalobah, in the last couple of games, haven't kept 4 clean sheets out of the last 5 games. I mean, Chelsea defense line have been very good when it comes to clearing area duels and the ground duels. So we'll see how that will play out, because the man who has actually been in top form for Arsenal when it comes to set pieces, talking about Gabriel Magalhaes, is out injured, and also their star man Victor Gyökeres, their striker, is also out injured. So going into this particular game, will they still have what it takes to create chances at set pieces and score goals? Your thoughts might just be good as mine. Drop your thoughts down below. So, Enzo Maresca on working on winning mentality. For me personally, the only way to build a winning mentality is to win games. No matter the competition, some players inside the changing room behave like a leader, and this is important when you have a group like our squad. There is nothing builds winning mentality than constantly winning games when when they actually comes by, and that is just what creates a winning mentality. You can't say you have winning mentality when you win one today, you lose the next one, or you draw. That is not a winning mentality. It's about consistency. Does Arsenal have that mentality? The answer is yes. Why? The last time Arsenal lost a game in the English Premier League was in August, when they lost to Liverpool 1-0. And since then, Arsenal are yet to lose a game in the English Premier League. They have been in a very good run of form. I mean, winning every game that runs across their way. I think Arsenal only have one draw, and that actually came against Sunderland about 2 weeks ago. So when we talk about consistency, Arsenal is one team you can actually look out for, because consistent-wise, they have been doing the job week in, week out. So, and finally, Enzo Maresca was asked on whether Palmer return will elevate the squad. And yes, what Enzo Maresca actually said. A lot, as you said. He's probably our best player. We are happy he is back. We need to give him time to make sure he is 100% fit. He has done fantastic in the past, and there is no doubt he will do fantastic in the future. So, I don't think you actually wanted a different response from what Enzo Maresca actually said. If the return of Cole Palmer actually elevates the squad, definitely it does. Cole Palmer is one player that all his teammates want to see him in the field of play, because with Cole Palmer, magical display happen, and you can't just tell what can come out when Cole Palmer is with the ball. The Club World Cup final is just one of many that Cole Palmer have done things exceptionally well. So we look forward to this very big clash that will be coming tomorrow. It's Chelsea versus Arsenal, top of the table clash in the English Premier League. So that was Enzo Maresca's press conference yesterday. And so going into this particular game, Enzo Maresca also said in that press conference, talking about Chelsea injuries woes, Dario Sugo has resumed training, but definitely will not be available going into this particular encounter against Arsenal. So notable absentee for this particular game still remain Levi Colwill, who is out with ACL. And this is good news, because Chelsea definitely don't have any injury worries on the treatment table, except for Levi Colwill, who has been out for a very long time. So going into this particular game, Enzo Maresca have every players available for selection. But before I will talk about Chelsea predicted 11, or before I will give my predicted 11 going into this particular encounter, let me give you my combined 11 of Chelsea and Arsenal. So here will be my combined 11 of Chelsea and Arsenal. If you look at the goalkeeping department, no doubt, between David Raya and Robert Sanchez. David Raya will be in between the stick. He has been in fantastic form, has kept more clean sheet than Robert Sanchez. If we take a look at the right back, because my combined 11 is in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Take a look at the right back. In the right back, Chelsea have Reece James and Malo Gusto, while Arsenal have Ben White and Jordan Timber. And if we look at this, because I will play them according to their strength, in my opinion, I think Reece James get the nod as the best right back going into this particular game. The left back, Chelsea have Marc Cucurella and Joel Atu, while Arsenal have Lewis Kelly and Califiori. And of course, the high-flying Marc Cucurella will take the left back position. Looking at the centre-back pairing, I think while Chelsea have lots of centre-back pairing when it comes to it, but Arsenal also have a lot. I mean, Arsenal best pairing have been William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, while Chelsea so far our best pairing has been Trev Chalobah and Wesley Fofana. So looking at this, if Gabriel Magalhaes have not been out injured, I think the centre-back pairing in my combined 11 would have still remained the Arsenal centre-back pairing, because they have the understanding and they have actually been playing together for a very long time. But because in the absence of Gabriel Magalhaes, I think I'll go with William Saliba and Trevor Chalobah ahead of Inkapi, who actually just started some couple of games for Arsenal. So it's going to be, my centre-back pairing will be William Saliba and Trevor Chalobah. Now let's go to the midfield pivot. Chelsea, in the midfield pivot, to play as the deep-seated number 4, I will go between Moses Caicedo and Zubimendi. I'll go with Moses Caicedo. Currently, Moses Caicedo is just the best in that position in the Premier League and arguably the best in the world. While on the other hand, between Declan Rice and Enzo Fernandez, quite a difficult call to actually make. But if we look at their current form and also eyes on the goal, who have been more proactive going forward for their team, I think, in as much as Enzo Fernandez have been doing quite a lot for Chelsea Football Club, I'll give it to Declan Rice. So the midfield pivot for me will be Moses Caicedo and Declan Rice. Now the three attacking midfield trio going into this particular game, the right wing, none other, Bukayo Saka will get that nod ahead of Gustavo William, who can actually just be one person that can take that position alongside Noni Madueke, who is also can play as a right wing and also as a left wing. But I'm looking at it in their preferred position. So for the right wing position, I'll go with Bukayo Saka. The left wing position, Chelsea currently have Pedro Neto, Jimmy Gittins, and Alejandro Garnacho. While Arsenal on the other hand, they also have Gabriel Martinelli and also Trossard going into this particular game. But in my opinion, I will go with Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto, no doubt, has actually been top-notch. I mean, one of the best when it comes to that particular position. Even though sometimes Chelsea use him to play as a right wing, as a right winger. But I think his preferred position has always been to play from the left. And talking about the number 10 role, in that particular position, Chelsea have currently Cole Palmer, Facundo Bonanote, while Arsenal also have Odegaard. Arsenal also have Eberechi Eze. So in that attacking role, Cole Palmer just returned from injury, and based on current form and fitness, I'll go with Eberechi Eze. And up front, I'll go with Joao Pedro. Currently, Victor Gyökeres is out injured, and Arsenal currently only play Merino as a false nine. And in the other way around, Joao Pedro is more preferable. So, who will be in your combined 11, or who do you think should not have been in the list? Drop your thoughts down below. So, going into tomorrow's clash, my predicted 11 for Chelsea against Arsenal tomorrow, with all players available, I will go with Chelsea traditional 4-2-3-1 formation. In goal will be Robert Sanchez. The fullback, I will go with Malo Gusto and Marc Cucurella as the right back and left back respectively. My centre back pairing definitely will be Wesley Fofana and Trevor Chalobah. The midfield pivot, I'll go with Moses Caicedo and Reece James, who will play as the deep-seated midfield for Chelsea. The attacking midfield trio, the left wing, I'll go with Pedro Neto. The right wing will be Gustavo William, and the attacking midfield and the attacking midfielder, the central attacking midfield, I will go with Enzo Fernandez, and up front will be Joao Pedro. So, why I made this selection? We all know that going into this particular game, Arsenal plays a very high-flying football when it comes. They are always attacking-minded. And how should Chelsea approach this game going into this particular encounter with Arsenal that are always attacking minded? Should Chelsea sit deep and block? I don't think that would be the best game for us. But all we just need to do is to create a balance between the defense line and the attack line that can actually keep Arsenal defense line at their toe. Because one thing Arsenal does very well is attacking from the rear, and that has been something that is working for them. Now, why I made this selection is this. If we look at our attacking line with the presence of Gustavo Willian, Pedro Neto and João Pedro up front, that will actually limit Arsenal attack strength going forward, because any loose ball, Chelsea can actually punish Arsenal with the pace of Pedro Neto and Gustavo Willian from the left and the right flank. But then there is going to be a key battle in this particular game. And how can Chelsea definitely approach this game in order to get the better out of Arsenal? Two things Chelsea need to do. Cut off supply to Bukayo Saka and make sure Bukayo Saka is actually locked up, and consider that done, because Marc Cucurella had done it in the past. He did it on Wednesday. He did it on Tuesday against FC Barcelona, locking up Lamine Yamal in his pocket. And currently, I think he has actually emptied his pocket in order to ensure that Bukayo Saka will be locked up there. So, cut supply to Bukayo Saka, and that, like I said, Marc Cucurella equal to the tax. He will definitely take Bukayo Saka out of the way, and also ensure that Arsenal don't have that connection in the midfield between Zubimendi and Declan Rice. And definitely one man who can do that dirty job very well is none other than Moses Caicedo. It doesn't take Moses Caicedo anything to always be in top form. He comes into game effortlessly, and I think Moses Caicedo is one man that can actually cut off that link up of play between Zubimendi and Declan Rice. While Reece James, who is also that additional defensive-minded player in that midfield, will ensure that he deals very well with Eberechi Eze in order to cut off supply from whoever is playing up front for the Gunners. So it's going to be a very tactical battle, and like I said, it's going to be a battle between Marc Cucurella and Bukayo Saka, and in the Arsenal right side is going to be a battle between Gustavo Willian and Calafiori or Luis Kelly, whoever Mikel Arteta choose to bring on board in this particular game. This is going to be a very tactical game, and like I said in my intro, this is a game whereby form don't even count. Form are thrown out of the window, and in a London derby like this, what is at stake is pride that is on the line. And like I said earlier, while Arsenal will be looking to reclaim glory, Chelsea, on the other hand, are determined to prove that we own the city. And the reason is clear, because we are the pride of London. Predictions. Well, meeting between those two has spanned over years, and it's always been, for the past couple of years, it has always gone the side of Arsenal. The last time Chelsea defeated Arsenal in Stamford Bridge was under Mauricio Sarri, and we defeated Arsenal in that particular game by 3-2. Last season, in this particular fixtures in Stamford Bridge, it was 1-1, and at the Emirates, Arsenal defeated Chelsea 1-0. 2023-2024 season, at Stamford Bridge, it was 2-2, and at Emirates, Arsenal defeated Chelsea by 5-0. You can go on, and like I said, for the past 7 years, Chelsea have not defeated Arsenal in Stamford Bridge. And this is just the game that Chelsea need to show that, indeed, we are the pride of London. I expected a very tough clash. And like I said, Arsenal is not a pushover, and they can never be. Because currently, Arsenal is the most informed team in Europe, not just in the Premier League. So it's definitely going to be a tough clash between Chelsea versus Arsenal. So I see a very tough game, but then players to watch out for in this particular game. For Chelsea, watch out for Moses Caicedo, Marc Cucurella, Gustavo Willian to actually cause the damage. And if you want to see who will actually do anything for Arsenal Football Club, watch out for Eberechi Eze, because I'm pretty sure Bukayo Saka will be locked up in that particular clash tomorrow. So going into this particular game, my prediction for this game will be Chelsea 2, Arsenal 1. I don't blink before saying it. Confidently, Chelsea will defeat Arsenal tomorrow by 2-1. What will be your score prediction going into tomorrow's encounter? Drop your thoughts down below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you after the match.